welcome back to People Do Want to Know podcast. I have a surprise, short and sweet episode for you today, recapping the December 3rd panel that I moderated after the screening of One Day in October. After that event in Manhattan, so many of you asked about watching the panel back. And although I cannot share the whole recording, I did get permission to share an excerpt, so you'll see that shortly. Before I show you that, I'd like to give you some context on the event and how I got involved with it. There are two incredible Jewish organizations I'm involved with, thanks to which I got to do this event. First is the Jewish Parent Academy, or JPA. JPA is an organization started by some Russian speaking Jews in Brooklyn that has grown tremendously and achieved some amazing things. Their mission is simple. It's to build a strong Russian speaking Jewish community that is empowered through education, taking responsibility for its needs, leading by authentic and committed leadership, and giving back to the broader Jewish community. I think you can easily understand why, even though I'm not a parent, I would be drawn to an organization like this. JPA aims to create the types of Russian speaking Jews that are super knowledgeable, prepared to be leaders in the Jewish world, and raise the bar for our community. I have been to no shortage of Jewish events, and I have to say that JPA always puts on the most insightful ones. The second organization behind the December 3rd event was Jewish ERGs. I feel like this one needs no introduction. I just did a podcast episode with the executive director of Jewish ERGs, Stephen Phillips. So you can go back and listen to that if you're interested. Jewish ERGs essentially supports Jewish employees in the workplace. It's very near and dear to my heart. Anyway, JPA and Jewish ERGs got together and decided they wanted to put on a screening in Manhattan of an episode of One Day in October. One Day in October is an anthology drama miniseries on HBO based on personal stories from the October 7th attacks. It's 7 episodes, all different survivor accounts, and is genuinely a masterpiece. I think we've reached a time with October 7th, kind of like we had with the Holocaust, where people are reluctant to engage with October 7th films and books. I get the sense that people are a little tired. I would like to tell you that this show deserves your attention because it's truly incredible. It makes you want to lean in, not lean out. Even though it's considered a drama, the team behind the show went out of their way to ensure every detail was near exact to the actual events that happened on October 7th, down to the exact clothes the characters wore on the show or the cups they drank from. The show was created by Oded Davidov and Daniel Finkelman. It also has a variety of different producers and an incredibly dynamic and talented team. Daniel has been doing tours with one of the producers on the show, Haya Moore, to screen the show and to talk about it, so JPA and Jewish ERGs wanted to bring them in. Luckily for me, when they decided to put together the event, they thought that I would make a good moderator for the conversation, so that's how I got pulled in. I am very grateful, as this was one of the most impactful experiences for me this year. For this screening that we did, Daniel and Haya would be joined by one of the survivors whose story is the basis for episode 4, Sabine Taasa. Sabine Taasa is a French-Israeli woman from Netiv HaAsara. On October 7th, she lost her husband and her eldest son. I'm not sure if you recall, but in the past year, a video was released of an Israeli father jumping on a grenade to save his 2 children. It went around definitely on social media, but I think also on the news. That was Sabine's husband. Sabine survived that day with her 3 sons, one of which actually accompanied her to the screening. His name is Shai. After October 7th, Sabine became a vocal public witness and advocate, speaking out about the horror she endured, describing the trauma faced by her surviving children, and urging international attention on the suffering of Israeli youth as a result of that attack. Sabine is as brutally honest as it gets. She doesn't take shit from anybody. She even met with Benjamin Netanyahu and she told him exactly what was on her mind. She is an incredibly powerful force, and today I'll play you an excerpt of the moderated talk where I ask her some questions. You will instantly understand what I mean. During that moderated talk, I also chatted with Daniel and Haya. They are an incredibly dynamic duo. I plan to have them as guests of my show, if they be willing, and I think you will also love them. But for them, I'm not going to show you any spoilers. You will have to wait for their episode. Before I play you the excerpt, I want to say one more thing. No one wants to imagine a world where they have to live through something like October 7th or any attack for that matter. And yet, we are at a time where the Jewish people have to be prepared for such things. Putting our heads in the sand is not the strategy. And the reality is that October 7th is far from over. At least for us here in the States, the ideological war is in full swing, and it won't end for what is likely to be years. If you hear one message from Sabine's talk, I want you to hear her Jewish fighting spirit. It's a fire that cannot be extinguished in her soul. And I ask of you that you find that Jewish fighting spirit in yourselves because you're worth it. Our community is worth it. Please enjoy the short excerpt that's about to play, and please watch One Day in October for the full experience. In full transparency, I had a chance to speak to Sabine for almost half an hour leading up to this panel. She's watched every minute of this episode to the point where she knows, based on the sound, exactly which minute we are in. Sabine, I want you to talk to this audience a little bit about, a lot of your time goes towards advocating for your family, for Israel. What does a regular day look like, and how do you find the strength to keep going, showing up as a mom, as a woman? What does it look like day to day?
So, good evening and thank you. For me, a regular day is continue the life. Simple as you hear. Continue the life. Wake up with the boys very early in the morning. Prepare with them, the sandwich to go to school. And then the boys, after they are leaving at 8, I'm doing my best not to continue, to go in back to the bed, because I'm not sleeping at night. I must say, from the October 7, I have a lot of problem to sleep at night. But I'm taking myself and going, to the Pilates, and then had meeting and trying to come back home when the boys coming back, and having dinner, lunch together, and the regular things that mothers doing. We don't have time. I don't have time to go back to bed and sleeping and be sad and why it's happened to me and why. No. I'm taking the best of this miracle because we survive. Not only me and the 3 boys. And I choosing the best of the day. Thank you, God. We survived. The boys are alive. It's going to be a very difficult way to continue. But as you know, the famous song, I Will Survive, I will survive.
In speaking with you, what I sense is that you do very much view it as a miracle, despite the horrible things that you've endured and to this day you're fighting through. What do you think you've learned about yourself in this process?
From a little age, I always hear people saying about me, you are so impulsive, you are so, how can I say it? A woman that never shut up. You always need to say the last things. You always fight to correct the world and people. You cannot change the world. You cannot change people. Really? I'm going to change the narrative. I'm going to change the point of view of all these people that think that Israel and the Jewish and the Israeli people are guilty of the beast that ask and demand this tragedy. I cannot accept the anti-Semitism against Israel and the Jewish people. And thank God that I have this, strong way to say no more, no more, never again. And I will go everywhere, in every place in the world, to say what I'm thinking about the October 7, because never again.
When we look out at all these 250 people that are in the room with us tonight, what do you wish they would do now that they've seen your story?
I have a lot of things to say. First of all, I want to say thank you by the name of Israel and the Israeli people for your support and everything you are doing to help the survivor, the hostage, and the families that lost everything. Without your help and your support, Israel couldn't get what she gets today. It's not only the fight and, the possibility to stop from the beginning and continue. I believe that all the Jewish people in the world, you have a mission. The mission that you have is believe that Israel will always, always exist, no matter where you are living. And you must know I'm from Netiv HaAsara, from Netiv Gaza. Many of you maybe ask themselves if really, really the help and the support that you gave to us come to our hand. And I want to say yes. Thank you. Because of you, the IDF soldier, the survivor, the kibbutz, the moshav, and all the places in Netiv Gaza can come back home and rebuild themselves. Thank you very much, and continue and be proud to be Jewish. Be proud to be what you are, because, the Jewish people are beautiful inside and outside. No matter if you have a kippah, or you have, a tattoo, or you have a purple color in your head, we are all of us human beings, and we have really so many to give to this world, and no one can take it from us. Continue to believe that we will survive and win this hate, and don't accept this hate. Don't accept the anti-Semitism. Never. Be proud to be who you are. Don't be afraid to go outside and, maybe to be ashamed to be Jewish. The opposite. Be, very straight and said to them, I will not tell him in English, I will tell him in Hebrew. לכו תחפשו משנענה אתכם.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, please go ahead and rate us 5 stars. Be the first to hear our episodes by subscribing to People Jew Want to Know wherever you get your podcasts. And for exclusive content, follow us on Instagram @People Jew Want to Know.